are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a justice day.
First of all, I want to thank you.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're catching this, this is a special edition of Madman with the Show. Yes, we have the cameras on for this particular thing. We're still testing them. Please bear with us. Right now, what you're seeing here is a shot from a press conference of the Southern District of New York. Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on multiple charges, including bribery, campaign contributions, and the list goes on and on. Here's going to be the breakdown on this, and we're going to go through this with this particular video. It's just damning. I mean, this is to the situation. And the thing is, nobody's cheering about this on there. I'm going to put that out there first. Nobody is cheering about this. Because basically, this is a black eye on New York, literally. Because basically, you have situations like this. And this is not the only one. You have multiple others that are going on. You got the Banks brothers situation, the Caban brothers situation, and you got the New York Sheriff's Department on there. Also, the pay to play. That's the latest on there. And you've had various people automatically leave this situation. They're on their way out. Let me just knock this out here so we don't get disturbed during this feed. My phone will go off like crazy. But, you've had all these people resign. You had the health commissioner resign. You had the chancellor of schools resign. You had your own counsel. Your own legal counsel to City Hall has resigned their position. Their other police officials are beginning to resign. And here's Mayor Adams. And I understand, say innocent until proven guilty. But you have a lot around you. You have a lot that's going on around you. And to handle something of this case, this is where you need to resign. And I totally agree with this, that he needs to resign. I don't like Jamel Williams, but unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with that as well. But that will put forward a new election, at least for now. But the thing about it is, Eric Adams cannot run the city and handle this at the same time. We have so many problems, and it's only just been in a couple of years. It's still since de Blasio, and I'm telling you, de Blasio's got to be next on this. Well, let's go into this. Let's play the video, and let's see what the charges are.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gathering. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the United States Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today, we are announcing campaign finance, bribery, and conspiracy charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. As the indictment alleges, Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal, and even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them.
Let's stop right there for one moment. Here's the situation. If you're getting gifts, you got to make sure, and if you're running for office or if you're in office, you got to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's to the situation. If you're hiding stuff on there, that's no good. And this is where we get to the point where, Adams goes, well, I'm innocent in the situation. Did you take gifts? Well, yeah, I did pay for them in such a situation. Well, where's the paper trail to the situation? Well, let's continue on.
We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we
let me put it to that perspective. And this is happening. And the thing about it is, this is where Congress, Senates, and individual states need to start cracking back on election contributions. Because you got people out there, and O'Keefe, they used to have Project Veritas, he put that out, that there are straw donors. We had that whole situation with Act Blue that's still it hasn't been really fully investigated by Congress or the federal authorities. You have money being funneled into campaigns by people that says, I've never donated to this campaign, or I've never given this much to this campaign. And this has been going on for quite some time. There has to be a break limit to this situation where, we need to kick ass and just finally say, listen, we need to finally put some campaign finance law, real true campaign finance laws into effect, and to police the ones we already have on the books.
And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed.
See, there again, this is where we need the finance laws just to kick in. Because, this is what's happening. This is what truly is happening. And for something like this to come out now, which should have come out a long time ago, literally, black eye on New York.
And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. He took these benefits nearly every year through 2021. Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2017, Adams accepted free business class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley Suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, he flew to Turkey and accepted a free upgrade to business class for his companion and a free stay in a lavish suite at the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. That was worth more than $9,000. And again, none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2021, Adams solicited business class tickets to Istanbul, stays at luxury hotels and resorts, yacht tours, and meals. As we allege, he asked to pay a nominal fee for all of this in order to disguise what we allege were in fact bribes. He canceled that trip at the very last minute, but the benefits that he solicited were worth more than $21,000. And later in 2021, Adams flew to Ghana, again, through Turkey, and accepted free business class ticket upgrades and other gifts while he was on a layover in Istanbul. Those benefits were worth more than $12,000. And just like all the other benefits I've just run through, none of it was publicly disclosed.
Well, that sounds like he was using Turkey, the country of Turkey, as a hub to wherever he wanted to go anywhere in the world. I mean, think about that for a minute. He took all these donations or bribes, as you would call it, that he would get from the Turkish Airlines, go to wherever, go to China, go to Ghana, go wherever he wanted to go, and then he was put up in lavish hotels. Ladies and gentlemen, think about that for a minute. And the thing is that he said, he's going to say, "Well, I did pay for it," But the thing, and let's throw the Fannie Willis excuse in here. Yeah, I paid cash for everything. I paid cash. Why didn't you pay it on credit cards? Why didn't you pay it by check? Because you didn't want anyone to know what you were doing. Think about that for a minute. If you were legitimate, you would put it on the books because you want to take a tax write-off to the situation. Or, of course, you want to make sure that, again, dot your I's, cross your T's, that you don't want to say, "Hey, listen, I didn't take a bribe or anything. Here's my proof." But cash, no, thank you. I'm sorry.
Now, I want to be clear. These upgrades and freebies were not part of some frequent flyer or loyalty program available to the general public. As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Now, this is a chart with all of the undisclosed travel benefits that we uncovered during the investigation. We just list it all out here. You see the year, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2021. The destination.
I do apologize for the disruption. This happened totally on everyone's live feed. So there was, I guess, one camera pool, and that camera pool kept jumping in and out. But let's continue.
India all the way to Ghana. The benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before, every single trip that we list here was undisclosed. As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited and received. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000. But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken.
I mean, the Fannie, I'm calling it the Fannie, excuse me, the Fannie Willis defense. Because that is the same thing we heard during the Fannie Willis courtroom drama. Because basically, down in Georgia, he said, well, I paid it all in cash. Cash, it's okay, let me put it in this perspective. I've had many people, and this is back in my retail days, that would come with a return. Now, if you pay by credit card, we could probably look up the credit card. And they'll say, well, I paid cash. I said, I'm sorry, we don't keep receipts of cash because it's cash. So, we can't correspond each individual. Well, you paid it. No. Each individual person paid cash. It doesn't have their name on it. And that's the situation. When you pay cash, there's no record. There's nothing at all. Pay by credit card, pay by check, pay by money order, you have the proof. Here, you got no proof. And, yeah, I got cash in my drawer. Go to the Turkish Airlines and pay it. Did you get a receipt? That's my next question here. Did you get a receipt from the Turkish Airlines? We'll see that when this comes to trial. We'll see if that comes into fruition. Let's continue.
As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2021, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection.
Now, let's hold off right there a second. Excuse me. Does this connect to the two fire chiefs that were already indicted for bribery as well? Are they connected to this? That's a good question. Because I don't have a copy of that indictment, but I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it that the two chiefs that were indicted, because they fast forward fire inspections, and we discussed this on another video, that they did fast track a lot of the stuff. People that were on the back of the line, they moved them to the front for payoffs. Does this connect to that? I mean, I would not be surprised to this nature that this is part of it. Showing you the corruption in this administration that's been going on. But once again, innocent until proven guilty. I got to put that out, because people say, well, you think he's innocent until proven guilty. But the thing about it is, it's not looking good.
And not just that. Some of the people at the FDNY thought the building had so many issues and defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted, And as we explained in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline.
Also, there was a gentleman in the Department of Buildings was also indicted several months ago, if that's part of it. But the thing about it is, think about this for a minute. Put this into perspective. Fire inspections that were fast-tracked, approved, but the thing about it is, what if the building was not supposed to open? What if there was a fire? God forbidding. What if there's a collapse in the building? And see, this is what we're talking about. This is why, like what happened in Florida with that building that half of it collapsed on there. And the thing about it is the DOB has been heavy-handed as of late on a lot of inspections that they're just throwing fines out left and right on buildings, not letting them to, breathe a little bit. I don't know if it's a money grab or to the situation, but, think to the perspective that, they don't want to be prosecuted for this as well. But one of their people has been indicted to this situation. This was a while back. You can look it up on there.
Now, I want to make 3 things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power. These are bright red lines, and we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years. That is the only reason we are here today. Second, this investigation continues. We continue to dig, and we will hold more people accountable. And I encourage anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late.
When he says, please come forward, there's going to be other people that possibly going to be indicted part of this. And they're not finished with their investigation. They're still connecting the dots to this case. Remember that. Put it in your hat. Think about that. And, as you go forward today, think who else could be involved? How far does this go in our government? And who's going to end up indicted? Who's going to jail? This is to that perspective. Remember, Adams has to surrender himself. Whether he's going to do it today, tomorrow, next week, however that's going to happen. Let's continue on.
And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it. Now, today's charges are the product of a tremendous partnership. I want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagen Scotton, and Derek Wickstrom, and the chiefs of the Public Corruption Unit, Laura Pomerantz and Robert Sobelman. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to FBI Assistant Director in Charge, James Dennehy.
Yes, let's hear what the federal government have to say about this.
Good morning, and thank you for being here today. The indictment of a sitting mayor is not just another headline. It is a stinging reminder that no one is above the law or beyond reproach, and it serves as a sobering moment for all of us who place our trust in elected officials. Today's indictment sends a powerful message to every elected official in this country. Public service is a profound responsibility and should be a noble calling. When that's perverted by greed and dishonesty, it robs us of our trust. It's a pact between leaders and their communities, built on the pillars of trust, accountability, and transparency. when that pact is broken, the consequences ripple far beyond one office or one election cycle. We know not all leaders are corrupt. We know there are countless public servants who wake up every day with the intention of doing right by their constituents. But we cannot ignore the shadow cast by moments like this. When trust is eroded, it takes years, sometimes decades, to rebuild. The weight of today's actions falls not just on the indicted official, but on every other public official who must now work harder to earn the public's confidence in them. It's important to remember accountability isn't just about punishing those with alleged wrongdoings. It's about lifting the communities they've let down. It's about rebuilding, restoring, and reimagining what public servants can and should do.
It's funny hearing this from the feds, considering what has been going on just in the past couple of years. You know, there's a tarnish on their offices as well. And the thing about it is, people are going to say this is a witch hunt with Eric Adams. Look where it starts at 2016. And further on onto there. And they said, well, this had to be that he talked about the migrants and stuff like that. Let me put in this perspective to you. And I'm going to put this blatantly on. He has put his 2 cents in to support Kamala Harris for president. Has he withdrawn that? No, he hasn't. He continues to basically support her. But yet, he criticizes the administration, which she is part of, that they're coming after him because of what he said in the migrants. There's been a ton of mayors that have gone criticized the Biden administration for what they've done as far as the illegal migrants. Yeah, everybody's pissed off to the situation, but nothing has been done. None of these mayors have done anything to resolve the situation. We're still a sanctuary city. They're still using laws that are twisted, that basically was made for homeless Americans, but now they're saying, well, the illegals can have that ruling as well because they're homeless too. But, it doesn't come down to it that basically you twist the laws and this is what you get. We got illegal gangs on our streets creating crime, murder, drugs, prostitution, all that stuff wrapped up together. And still, the feds have not come down with a hammer to this situation, or any other federal authority or any local authority right now. Where this is. Let's finish this off.
It's up to us to demand more from our leaders, to hold them to the highest standards, and to remind them.
Hold to the highest standard. Remember what he just said. Let's hold them up to the highest standard. But the thing about it is that, like I said, DOJ, feds, they haven't played ball to the situation. They haven't done the job. Now, I'm not criticizing everybody in the DOJ. I'm not criticizing everyone in the FBI, because there's got to be some good people in there. And it's the same thing when I talk about the NYPD. In the NYPD, I'm not talking about the rank and file or the FDNY's rank and file. Those people have hard jobs to handle every day of the week. For some people and some of the leadership that is doing this to this country and to the cities throughout the country, it is just a tarnish, a black eye once again upon the American taxpayer.
But the power of public office should never be abused. While some may be disappointed today, let me encourage you not to be defeated. The strength of our communities, our faith in one another, and our collective resilience are far greater than the alleged failings of any one individual. In closing, I'd like to thank the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, and his office, Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber and the New York City Department of Investigation and her team, as well as my team, the Public Corruption Squad here at FBI New York. Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from the Department of Investigations now. Let's see what she has to say to this nature. This should be interesting.
I'd like to welcome up Commissioner Jocelyn Strauber from the New York City Department of Investigation.
Thank you, Damian. Good morning. Today, for the first time in New York City's modern history, we announce criminal charges against the sitting mayor of New York City. As our highest elected official, the mayor should set the standard for all of city government and exemplify the integrity, transparency, and dedication to serving the public that all New Yorkers deserve. Instead, the indictment unsealed today alleges that Mayor Adams abused his power and position for nearly a decade as Brooklyn Borough President and as mayor to enrich himself and his mayoral campaigns. As charged, he sought and received illegal campaign contributions, luxury travel, and other personal benefits from foreign nationals, as well as individuals and businesses. He allegedly took steps to conceal those illegal contributions and personal benefits and involved city employees and campaign staff in that concealment. As the indictment explains, this kind of corruption has real costs to the city and to the public. As alleged, the mayor's 2021 campaign falsely certified compliance with campaign finance laws in order to conceal those illegal campaign contributions, and as a result of those false certifications, received over $10 million in public matching funds. The mayor's...
See, that's what it comes down to. When you look to the perspective that, how much did he get? What was the total amount that he got with all these lavish trips and bribes? $10 million in contributions. Think about that. $10 million. It's not a drop in the well. This is not something that, could be solved by, a receipt or anything to that nature. This is a lot of money that has been funneled through this campaign. And the thing about it is, it's also going forward in his new campaign to get reelected as well. And I know they're not done. The feds, the Southern District of New York, the DOI, they're not done with him yet. Think about that. This is insane.
Alleged acceptance and concealment of illegal contributions and personal benefits gave overseas benefactors, wealthy individuals, and businesses undue influence over the mayor, influence that federal and local laws seek to prevent. And as charged, in exchange for certain personal benefits, the mayor pressured the New York City Fire Department to forego a required fire safety inspection before the opening of the new Turkish consulate building. As the city's Inspector General, the Department of Investigation, a city agency, conducts its investigations confidentially and wholly independent of City Hall. We handled this investigation as we would any other, following the facts and seeking to hold wrongdoers accountable no matter their role or title. Our unique access to city records and expertise in matters of city government make us a critical partner in the fight to root out corruption, working closely with our law enforcement colleagues at the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you have information about this case or about illegal conduct by any New York City official or employee, I encourage you to contact DOI by email at tipline@doi.nyc.gov or by phone at 212-825-2828.
And if you don't realize by now that basically what she's saying to you says, we're looking for you. We are looking for you. We know where this could be. If you don't come forward now, you could end up with a subpoena or an indictment. How many more dominoes are going to fall in this administration? How many more people are going to resign in this administration? I mean, there is word that Hochul's people, Governor Kathy Hochul, they told us, stay the hell away from this. You don't want to be involved, because she wants to show her support for Mayor Adams, but they're telling her, no, stay way away from this. I mean, she already has her own problems because she had a Chinese spy in her midst, to that situation, and a lot of other issues. I mean, New York, like I said, New York has been a hellscape to the situation. The politics here has been awful. I mean, even the conservatives, the Republicans, they're scared to have Adams resign because they're going to get Jamel Williams, which is going to be even probably worse to the situation. But I know someone said on another podcast, they said, it's got to get better if it gets worse to this, I mean, we need another like Giuliani type situation where basically they're going to clean up this city. And I tell those that are living in New York who says, well, you shouldn't condemn the situation. Well, run for mayor. You might have a chance to run for mayor, because the thing about it is there's no party affiliation to the situation. Anyone can throw their hat into the bowl for this if Mayor Adams resigns. Remember that.
I want to thank the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the FBI for their partnership on this investigation. And I want to recognize and thank the dedicated, hardworking DOI investigators who are handling this matter. Senior Inspector General Eleanor Rivkin, Inspector General Audrey Feldman, Deputy Inspectors General Arturo Sanchez and Trenton Sweeney, and their supervisors, Deputy Commissioners Christopher Ryan and Dominic Sorella. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Can you just say Mayor Eric Adams has said he's not going to resign? He said that this is a witch hunt because...
Of course, they said at the beginning they were not going to take any questions to this situation. But the press, they're going to throw in, that, especially that question. He says, Adams is not going to resign or anything like that. He said he's going to stay in office. Honestly, his stupidity, arrogance and stupidity all in the same. Mondo Molari from freaking Babylon 5, that saying. This guy he's arrogant. Adams is arrogant. I mean, he had a press conference before where he had all his friends and supporters all around him. And, they're trying to make it into a racial statement. Obviously says, I'm a black man, and, that's what they're doing to me and stuff like that. Everyone around you is in trouble. If you are innocent of this situation, you still need to step down, because you got the cabans, the banks, what's going to come across on the sheriff's department, and who knows, holy hell, what else is going to come out of this investigation by the feds and the Southern District of New York and the DOI. It's going to be a nightmare for New Yorkers for probably the next till someone is elected that will hopefully reshape New York. Remember, when Giuliani got into office, we were in a hellscape. We were in situations, even though places like Times Square was starting to rebuild. But the thing about it is, Giuliani brought us to a level where it was safer. People could go out easily. They were not afraid to go out. They were able to go to places that you wouldn't go out at night. He took care of the prostitution. He took care of the crime. Now, understand, he didn't zero it out, but he balanced it, to the point where they prosecuted everything. Unlike what's going on right now with Alvin Bragg and everyone else that just basically just takes them in, it's a revolving door situation. That's another situation I foresee that's going to be a big issue especially if there's going to be a new mayor. Hopefully, he'll be able to change that situation. Because there are some laws that need to be changed, especially, we need to bring back broken windows. That is the biggest thing that, that helped New York. They say, well, it's kind of racist. I said, you got to go to where the crime is. If the crime is in the minority neighborhoods, then, that's what you got to do. Because they said, well, that's being racist. If the crime is not on Fifth Avenue, if it's in the middle of Harlem, you got to go to Harlem to do it. This is not a situation. You do police everywhere equally, but the problem is sometimes you got to strengthen where the crime is. Why do you think every time if there's a shooting or something like that, like they said, they beefed up Roosevelt Avenue, but still not enough. They're not, as they say, they're not arresting the ladies of the night. They're not arresting a lot of the guys who are running these things. Recently they did, but not the ladies. They arrested a couple people, but those guys will be out very quickly. But you got to ask yourself, where's the money coming from? Where the money coming from? Is it coming from the gangs from Venezuela or from Mexico or from China? Put that in perspective. These ladies in Roosevelt Field. Sorry, this chair is uncomfortable today. The ladies that are out there on Roosevelt Avenue, they're basically not from this country. They're from elsewhere. They're brought in to make money, to pay off what they owe to the coyotes and to the cartels, to the gangs that they were brought into this country. Put that in that perspective. And then the crime, the drugs, fentanyl. Fentanyl is from China. Remember that. That comes in. China also is trying to take control of the marijuana industry. They have grow farms all over the country, including upstate, in our direction, up in Maine. And then, you have the sheriff's department possibly pocketing money from the illegal shops on there, and some of them that are not really illegal, that got closed down, by force, but they were not illegal in what they were doing. They had their licensings and stuff like that. I know of 3 stories on there. One of them we carried ourselves here on Man with the Show, and that was the one up in the Bronx by the bar Bases Loaded, that they were reopened after a month. After the all the food and meats and stuff like that started to deteriorate under the heat of the summer and left a erroneous smell in the neighborhood. I mean, it just literally, you would vomit it. It affected the bar next door. Where happened to all his money? What happened to all the money in the drawers? There are 100 lawsuits right now on this administration, on the sheriff's department, and that still has not come forward yet. That has not been seen on trial. So, Mayor Eric Adams indicted bribery and many other charges on there. So, ladies and gentlemen, comment. Let me know your thoughts. That's right. Let me know what you're thinking about on this. Guilty, innocent, throw it in there. And what do you think of the charges? Do you believe them? Do you disagree with them? Do you believe that we need to have more campaign finance laws or enforce the ones that are on the books? Let me know on there. And don't forget to like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. I really, truly do appreciate it. We here at CuteCast TV and Man with the Show, there's a lot of choices out there, but you chose this channel. Right now, we're about, let me check it out here right now. Currently, give you a current number. We are currently 1173 in subscribers. Let's try to push that up, because I know there's been a lot of views right now recently, because it has been going insane on the channel. We've been getting a lot of views in the last 24 to 48 hours. We do appreciate it. You have thousands of videos that you can click on, but you clicked on here. So we'll continue this. We'll see what goes on next. What is the next level of this investigation, the trial, what's going to happen? Will he resign? Will he stay at his post? We'll see in the future. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, thank you for your support, and so long.